Hey, what's going on? Welcome to this video. My name is Alif, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you why you're not landing. Let me try this again. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to this video. My name is Alif, and in this video, I'll be breaking down to you why you're not landing consistent clients for your freelance marketing business. Fundamentally, okay, hear me out on this. The reason why you're not landing consistent clients for your business is not because of your marketing, it's not because of your sales, it's because of your delivery of the service that you provide. So think of it like this: if someone refers a client to someone, that person doing the referring has trust in you and what you have to offer and the service you provide and the quality of everything. They have confidence in you and what you deliver. So much so that they're willing to put a stake on it, put a stake on their name to refer you to someone else, right? I trust this person because they do a good job. Therefore, let me introduce them to a friend of mine who needs this exact service, right? And people will make that sort of a judgment about you based on the quality and the delivery of your service that they hired you to do. So fundamentally, you're not landing consistent clients because you're probably not landing a lot of referrals, and the reason why you're not landing a lot of referrals is because, and this might sound harsh, but it's because maybe the quality of your service that you provide isn't necessarily the strongest, all right? So given that now that you know, okay, the quality of service that I provide isn't strongest, therefore I'm not landing clients on a consistent basis through referrals. Now that you know that, I want to break down to you 4 things you can do right now in your freelance marketing business that'll help you land more referrals and therefore make a more consistent stream of income through your freelancing business. Let's get into it. So the first thing you can do in your freelance marketing business if you want to land more referrals, therefore more consistent income, is to give 110% in all the tasks that your client is hiring you to do. So for example, if your client is hiring you to write social media posts, don't just write generic copy and then link to an article and be like, hey, check this out, and then copy paste everything to 5 different social media posts and then repurpose it and then just send it off, because that's the easiest thing to do, right? Don't do that. Instead, take the time to understand your client's tone of messaging, how they generally make posts, how they like to word certain things. Do they like including articles or quotes from articles? Put more thought and appreciation for the work that they hired you to do, right? Go in depth, don't just half-ass it, go fully in depth, and from there you want to deliver whatever you are delivering to the client, right? So much so that when someone reviews the work that you do for them, they're going to be like, wow, this person actually took the time to do all this research and customize it to my brand. And wow, I can see the detail they put behind all this. And when you deliver that sort of feeling to your client, it's going to make them go, wow, this is good. This person is clearly very good at what they do. And now the next time they meet someone and they're like, oh, do you have a marketing person in mind? They're definitely going to refer you because you made them feel good through the work that you delivered to them, all right? So that is essentially what you want to do. Anytime that you're giving client work or you're delivering the work, every little detail will matter a lot, whether that's including a logo at the top of a Google Doc and you send it over, whether it's you're sending them a deck and then you putting a little more effort to include the brand colors and certain color palettes and things of that nature, right? These little minute things, they're gonna be like, oh wow, this person actually paid a lot of attention. And when you give them that feeling, like, oh wow feeling, they're more likely going to be referring your services to someone else. Number 2 thing you can do in your freelance marketing business to land more referrals, therefore land a consistent source of income, is don't say, I don't know. I'll give you an example. A client hired me to launch their podcast and edit the podcast episodes. And one day they emailed me and they're like, hey, Alif, I'm getting a sponsor for my podcast. This is the company that reached out to me. These are the stats that they're looking for. And what do you think? Should I do this or should I not do this? And in my head, when I got that email, I'm thinking to myself, oh shoot, I've literally never done this before. What am I doing? But instead of saying hey, Miss Client, I actually don't know much, but good luck. Instead of saying that, Instead of saying that, I actually took like 15 minutes to just research as much as I could about podcast guesting and all these different things and pull out analytics for them and what like average industry viewership for every rating that they give and how much pricing for certain review, like all this technical stuff, right? I took the time to read all that, understand it, actually learned a lot, and then I sent an email back saying, hey, Miss Client, I actually don't know much about this to be very honest, but from my research, it shows that, based on your current analytics, which is at XYZ, and they're paying you XYZ, this does seem to be the industry average. However, one thing you want to keep in mind is boom, 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 like XYZ, the situation one, situation two. And I gave them a complete rundown. And, I sent it over to them and they're like, oh, wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, right? It's just a one sentence reply they gave me after I broke everything down like that. And I wasn't like resentful or anything, right? Because of like the reply. It was just a one sentence reply to my whole paragraph of things I had shared with them. Because I knew that email I send them will give them an impression of the person that I am. I am the person who go above and beyond to do a lot of research and all that stuff, right? And I know when they read that email, they probably went like, this is really interesting. This is why I hired him. I like this. He's clearly an expert and I want to work with him afterwards. Even though they replied with like a one sentence reply. But never say, I don't know, okay? If you don't know, like say you don't know, but then give them alternatives. Do your research because that little touch, again, the little touch you give every email that might seem monotonous is going to decide whether your client refers you to more clients in the future. So keep that in mind. Next, number 3 is if you say you will do something within a certain amount of time, within a certain deadline, make sure you do it. And if you can't do it, communicate it. This is hands down probably one of the most important things that you can do for your business. The reason why is, I'll give you a story. I recently hired a video editor to help me with these YouTube videos and everything, right? And one thing I realized is this video editor, they told me it was to edit some vlogs and stuff. They told me I will get this done within a week. And I'm like, okay, cool. A week passes, I don't hear back, I don't hear anything, and now I had to follow up. Hey, what's status? And they're like, my apologies. Next week for sure. Next week comes, and then I still don't hear back. And at this point, I kind of lost hope, and I knew that if a friend of mine was like, hey, do you know any video editor? I'm definitely not going to be sending them their way. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like they have their word. And for me as the consumer, the person buying the services, purchasing the services, I don't have trust in them. Does that make sense? Now, when you're running your freelance marketing business, you want to make sure that trust is impeccable with your client. If you say you will get something done with a certain time, you will do it. And if you can't get it done within a certain time, don't ghost your client. Actually be like, hey, this is the status of the project. This is what I've been able to get done. This is why I wasn't able to get done. But what I can do is finish this within this time. Is that okay with you? I just want to make sure I communicate rather than ghost you. Is that okay, Mr. or Miss Client? And that is going to build character and make them realize, okay, you keep your word. And that's the biggest thing. You need to keep your word. And number 4, and this goes on with my previous point, you want to communicate. Communicate. It sounds so simple, right? But I remember hiring certain people in the past for some content work, and I don't hear back about for a whole week. And I'm wondering in my head, what is going on, what is happening, like what's up, like what's going on with this, right? And I would just be in this state of okay, it's like miniature anxiety almost, like did I just hire this person to not do anything, like what is going on, right? So you want to make sure you as a freelancer, you communicate with the client what's going on, what's not going on, just so they feel like they're part of the project with you. You know what I mean? Even if it's a small update, hey Joanne, it's been 2 days, just want to give you a quick update. This is what I've been working on, this is what the results you can look for, this is when I'll have things done by, blah blah blah. That's it. It's so minute to you, it might feel so minute, but for the person on the receiving end, it's gonna do a couple things. First, it'll maybe reduce their anxiety if they have any, but second, it'll make them trust you more, right? You're now a person who actually communicates with someone. They like your character and who you are as a freelancer and as a person in general, and therefore they'll be more likely to refer you to more clients for your freelance marketing business. And there you have it, 4 tactics that you can use for your freelance marketing business to land more consistent clients. If you haven't yet, feel free to follow me on social media, on Instagram and LinkedIn, and subscribe to my newsletter down in the comments section below. And if you do have any questions related to marketing, digital marketing, anything of that in general, put them down in the comments section, and I will see you, my friend, in the next video. Peace out, peace out, peace out.